Daniel in the lion's den, the whisper in the darkness. Long ago, in the mighty kingdom of Babylonian captivity, when kings ruled with absolute power and palace walls hid dangerous secrets, there lived a man named Daniel. But one night, deep inside the royal palace, shadows moved silently through marble corridors. Men whispered behind closed doors, their eyes burned with jealousy, because there was something unusual about Daniel. He was wise, he was honest, and somehow, no one could find any fault in him. The king trusted Daniel more than all the other rulers, and that made powerful men very angry. They could find no corruption in him, because he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. Daniel 6:4. The enemies of Daniel gathered together and whispered, "If we cannot trap Daniel in his work, perhaps we can trap him through his God." Little did they know, their evil plan would lead to one of the greatest miracles ever told. The king's dangerous law. The next morning, the jealous officials approached Darius the Mede with fake smiles. "O King Darius," they said, "you are so great that everyone should pray only to you for 30 days. King Darius liked the idea. Without realizing the trap, he signed a royal law. Anyone who prayed to any god or man, except the king, would be thrown into a den of hungry lions. The law could never be changed. The officials smiled secretly. Now they were waiting for Daniel. Would he stop praying to God? Or would he risk everything? Daniel opens the window. That evening, Daniel heard about the new law. He knew the danger. He knew the punishment. He knew lions were waiting. But Daniel did something extraordinary. He walked calmly into his room, opened his window toward Jerusalem, and knelt down to pray. Not once, not twice, but 3 times that day. Now, when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home and prayed. Daniel 6:10. Daniel did not hide his faith. He thanked God just as he had always done. Outside the window, silent eyes were watching. The jealous officials had caught him. The arrest. The officials rushed to the king. "O king, Daniel has broken your law." King Darius's face fell with sorrow. He realized too late that he had been tricked. All day long, the king searched for a way to save Daniel. But the law of the Medes and Persians could not be changed. As the sun began to set, soldiers led Daniel toward the lion's den. The ground trembled with terrifying roars. Huge lions paced hungrily in the darkness below. King Darius looked at Daniel with sadness and said, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Daniel 6:16. Then Daniel was lowered into the den. A heavy stone sealed the entrance, and the night became silent. The night of miracles. Inside the den, glowing eyes surrounded Daniel. The lions growled softly. Their claws scraped the stone floor. But Daniel did not run. He prayed. Then suddenly, a heavenly light filled the den. An angel of God appeared. The lions became still. Their roaring stopped. One by one, the fierce beasts lay down peacefully beside Daniel. Not a single lion touched him. Above the den, King Darius could not sleep. He refused food. He walked the palace floor all night long. Would Daniel still be alive by morning? Daniel lives. At sunrise, King Darius hurried to the den. His voice trembled as he cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God rescued you from the lions?" Daniel 6:20. Then, from deep inside the den, a calm voice answered, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." The king shouted with joy. Daniel was lifted from the den completely unharmed. Not one scratch, not one wound, because Daniel trusted in God, The people watching could hardly believe their eyes. The God of Daniel had performed a miracle. The king's proclamation. King Darius was amazed by God's power. He made a new decree throughout the kingdom. He is the living God, and he endures forever. Daniel 6:26. From that day forward, everyone heard about the God who saves. And Daniel continued serving faithfully for many years. The story of Daniel reminds us that even when the world is frightening, even when others stand against us, God is with those who trust him. And sometimes, the greatest miracles happen in the darkest places.